Hello and welcome back to Roslyn. If you're watching on YouTube, this should be episode 34. Thanks for being here live on Twitch, if you're here. Today I'm excited because it's November 15th and the new update just dropped. So I'm not going to get into any of the content creator packs today. I'll definitely take a look at them and see. I think they seem very specific, and you know, it might be fun to build around them and think about how to incorporate them into a city like Roslyn. But speaking of Roslyn's feel, what I'm excited to look at today is the things that came out. So according to the patch notes here, there have been obviously a bunch of new buses added to the base game, a bunch of new bicycle lane roads added to After Dark if you have that. A bunch of new trams added to Snowfall if you have that, plus tram roads and tram tracks. Snowfall also got roads with bicycle lanes and tram tracks. And then there's some new plazas and promenades, streets with tram tracks, so that was quick. Today I'm excited to look at some of these new streets and the buses and trams, and see what the options are. So let's take a look here. We'll want to come in and look at our transit view. So we're not going to be messing around with our subway at all today, but we might as well check in on it. So you're still not seeing the utilization here that we'd like. Let's take a look at how our trams are doing. So we've got the Summit line here, 112 weekly passengers. 2 trams are clearing that just fine. Of all the lines, the tram lines, I think Summit is probably the one to play around with, because Factory sees a lot more use and it's a lot more extensive. Grove and Valley is quite busy and it's also further away. And Roslyn is booming. Is that clearing everything okay? It is. Oh my god, look at this. This is nuts. And see, this is why people aren't taking the subway too, if we're being completely honest, because the Roslyn Street tram is booming. So this is a really good contender for some kind of upgrade, and we're going to get to that. But I want to use Summit again because it's going to be easier to test stuff out, and I want to get a good look at all these before we make any decisions. So, oh, I like that. Oh my god, does it have... Well, no, not exactly, but it kind of looked like it said one Summit. Okay, so that's like the basic tram. I don't hate that. Yeah, here it is again. Looks pretty good in the same yellow we've been using. Let's take a look at the tram capacity 80. Looks pretty similar. I'm not as big a fan of that, I don't think. So I like the 90. Okay, this one's very sleek. Ooh, it does not corner particularly well. Even coming out of... Oh, I love the reflection off the glass, though. That's beautiful. That's not actually... It's just a random sky. Okay. Yeah, 65. That's not going to really cut it anywhere here. We need at least 90 to be real. Let's just keep going down the list here. Okay. It's pretty nice, pretty modern. I really like the ones that have the line name, just because that is such a difference maker in a city, especially if you're trying to get somewhere you don't really know very well. To have that kind of thing clearly posted like that is huge. Okay, let's check the 72. See, it's such a sad day decommissioning the old trams. It's very funny that they automatically change color once they're decommissioned, though. Okay, I guess that's 72. It's okay. Again, very modern. I guess these are all very sort of European, maybe. They don't really have a lot of trams like this in America. Who's next? 72. The 105. Very interesting. Let's see about this. Okay, here we go. The 105 is huge. No sandwich thing board on the front. No posting. Big doors, though. Oh, there is something. Okay. Let's see. I just didn't catch it on the front of that there. It is there, though. Okay, the 105 has the thing. And The 132. This is the 132. It's 4 segments? Wow. 5, technically. Oh, it's humongous. Jeez Louise. Looks like a subway train. Wow. I mean, you could really do some cool stuff now that there are trams this size. It definitely opens up a lot of possibility with how functional the trams are across different types of roads. So this is the 132, and now we're going to the... There's so many! Oh my god. Okay, the 110. We're doing fine in terms of budget. I think I just saw it was plus 44, so I'm not going to sweat that right now. Okay. Interesting. Another huge model. Just the stripe of... Oh my god! Oh, there's 2 of them. Okay. It's got a little thing on the front. Again, the 5 segments is a lot, to be honest. Who's next? 140? Is that it? Oh my god. Wow. That is 5 large segments there. Very sleek. I mean, just like a glass box. Look at that. The reflection, definitely not Roslyn, though. Some of these assets are incredible. So I think this one is 114, it said? Okay. I don't hate that. Oh, I like the clear definition on the side there. No goofy other skyline in the windows. Oh, there totally is, though. Okay. Once you get up high enough, yeah. Uh-huh, interesting. That was the 114. 130. Did I pause it? What happened? No, it's just a traffic jam. Because I'm sending all these trams out. Oh my god, let's see how bad this is. Oh, brother. Okay, what is the... I'm gonna tell you guys to stop, you to stop, and you to stop. Honestly, you should stop too. I just want them to go. So otherwise, we're not even gonna get to see any of these. Okay, I think this is that's the newest one. I like that. That's just the traditional vanilla. Yeah, I like this one. I guess it kind of is coming down to me, a lot of it is like how low does the glass go on the side, because that's going to give away how much of the reflection of the fake city you see. I mean, the glass effect is very cool from the air on a lot of these. Definitely an improvement from just the silvered windows there. I think there was just one more, 130 and the 116, so... Alright. Ooh, it has it on the sides! I like that a lot. The more signage, the better. Question is, some of my tram turnarounds might be kind of tight. Like, see, this is struggling here, these 5 segments already, I can see. And this is pretty congested down here already. And Roslyn is definitely one we'd like to boost capacity on. Might mean making the turnaround bigger. Now we just gotta decide which one of these trams we're gonna use. So the base tram has a capacity of 90, if I remember right. I think it would be smart to go a little bit above that. I'm gonna speed things up a little bit to see if we can sort out some of this tram testing traffic. Are the new ones coming out here? Yeah, okay. I think this is them. See how this looks. I like this one. This line is pretty backed up right now, I think. Given what we were messing around with there. This is going to come up here. Okay, here's our turnaround here. Let's see how it does. Go ahead and slow it down. This turn is a little bit gnarly. Yeah, I mean, that's totally jackknifed. 100%. Looks like garbage. Okay. So we might want to think about our turnaround there. And we'll go ahead and throw a couple more vehicles at this to try and get this cleared up. Hopefully, let's check how our congestion's doing. That's all clear now, it looks like, so that's good. This would be a good chance to see where people are actually going. So some people did get off there, a good chunk. They're just trying to go that distance, and that's good. I mean, it's good for those short trips. I like that use. And huge drop off there, as you might expect. A lot of people headed to the train station, it looks like. Okay. Alright, so we're down to about 76 here. I mean, that's still pretty big numbers. This is clearing pretty fast. I don't think we need 11 vehicles on it in retrospect. You can see, oh yeah, this is Summit Line. Okay, I heard about this. Yeah. Great. I like that a lot. The, which one was that again? The 105. So that adds 15. That's like a 25% capacity boost, which is pretty solid. Let's see if we can go ahead and just speed this up and watch this clear up, and just so Summit is like fully normalized again, and then we can start bringing the 105 cars here to some of the other tram lines. I want to bring these same trams to every line in the city that merits it, at least I think, because I don't think you would see a city invest in multiple different kinds of tram cars for every line. I mean, maybe, like, again, I'm coming at this from the perspective of the US, where there's, you know, they shut down all the tram cars basically because they let a conspiracy of oil, tire, and automobile companies run them all into the ground. What makes sense in terms of realism is to expect the city to invest in some new trams that are upgrades. They're a little more spacious, they're a little more modern than those the vanilla ones you can see right there, and I think that is perfectly logical. That in a way that, like, buying a new set of trams for every single line in the city doesn't quite make the same sense to me. This cleaned up so quick. A lot of these stops were backed up while I was messing around with the trams there, and now you can see they're pretty much all good to go already. And what do we? I think it's time to think about a fresh coat of paint too. What if we do? I like the yellow. I think the yellow trams are very Roslyn now. If we do something really yellow, how does that look on them? On the sunny side here. I like that, honestly. I think it looks good. I mean, the point of the yellow is the safety, and it gives the old trams the faded look now, which I really like, actually. Yeah, I mean, I think that looks great. It looks a little bit like a school bus, I guess, but it, like, so pops. You can see it coming from a mile away. You can see it coming from 10 feet away if it's about to hit you. Like, it makes all the sense in the world to me. And it, like, continues this idea that Roslyn is famous for these yellow trams, bringing that, you know, the history of the city here into the future. We're looking at our other lines. So factory, quite busy, especially right here by Fairfield Farm. Interesting spot for it. I guess this is like all of Eureka feeding down here, maybe. So let's go ahead and switch this over to our 105s, and we'll make them that bright yellow color, and we'll go ahead and throw out a couple of extra vehicles just to juice this. And I'll go ahead and speed things up, and we'll just wait and see if this normalizes. This no longer is an actual turnaround. And then I want to come through and fix this up again with our 2-lane one-way road. That needs to stay because that's still a turnaround, but that can go back. Okay. Great. Here we can see our new trams coming out. Go ahead and switch Roslyn over too. I think this is the one that really needs it the most. Because like if we check out traffic down here, see there's a couple of spots on Roslyn Street that are having some real problems. Well, not problems necessarily. I mean, this backup is fairly manageable and honestly a lot more realistic than no traffic at all. You can see everybody got out on one light there. Let's see if everybody gets out on one light here. Pretty much, yeah. You know, it might make sense to make some more of this 2-lane, 4-lane, I guess I should say, down here. That might help there quite a bit. Same thing up here. No actual backups. Yeah, so Roslyn has some traffic hotspots out here for sure. But this is definitely not tram related because the tram doesn't go there. So, in fact, the tram part of Roslyn Street seems fairly fine, aside from the 1.5 point. I mean, you can really see, I think what this is showing us is that if you go anything beyond a 4-point intersection in this game, it can get tricky. And even your 4 points aren't always great, although obviously this is bad right now because of the tram situation. Just like this is all red because we are letting trams out of here. And then Grove and Valley is doing okay. So I think this might be the spot where we keep the old trams. Because it's always very confusing trying to figure out which line is stopping right here. So there's a mechanical purpose to it for me in terms of this specific tram stop, which is always crazy jammed. And also, I think this makes sense because it is like the sort of boulevard up to City Hall here, and you've got the farmers market. Like this is the part of Roslyn where you'd want to have that old school look still, I think. Let's go ahead and check on our lines. How's Factory doing? One hot spot still right here. And it's because I think everybody has been picking up from further down the line here. Let's see what happens. And when I'm doing this kind of heavy transit work, I will leave it in 3-speed because it just takes time for these vehicles to sort themselves out and for the line to sort of settle into the new status quo, and all you can really do is wait. You could spend this time detailing or doing whatever you want, really. Okay, and that's gonna clear? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So Factory Street has cleared all these stops now. We're going to give it a little more time to settle in and then see if we can't come reduce the cars. Roslyn Street's in a little bit of rough shape. We got 550 people waiting here. There's a bunch of new tram roads. And I want to take a look here and see what I could use. So you can go on the pedestrian roads now, which I think is a huge improvement. In terms of the 2-lane road, how's that look? So it runs down the middle there. That lets the cars drive on the tram part as well, which makes some sense, I guess. Okay, that creates an interesting... So the tram track is the road. Everybody's on the same thing. This adds bike lanes to that. Wow, so many layers. And then a lot of these are huge. Let's take a look at this. This is what I'm really excited about, honestly. You can add trees to these roads now. And I'm gonna assume if I come in here... Oh yeah. That is a game changer for Roslyn Street, Factory Street, everything, really. This is what makes the most sense. And I am bummed to do this. I wish there was a 2-lane that had trees out in front of it, but I guess this makes sense for the facade of City Hall. Okay, and then we're gonna come and we're just gonna grab, not you. There we go. Okay. And I'm just going to bring this back here. I'm going to do it that way, so it's still rotating the same direction. Because if it came on the other side, I think that would create even more traffic problems. Let's see if we look. Yeah, now it wants to go back there twice, so we're just going to leave that there. And you're just going to have to walk across the plaza. And that's not what Sims will actually do, unfortunately. They will instead, you know, come all the way around, which I guess is okay here, because we don't want them cutting through the grass necessarily. But that's a game changer. Okay. I think I'm just going to turn this back to the regular 4-lane so that that plaza feels continuous there. But we're going to come through now and we're going to add this tree road everywhere we can, I think. Oh yeah, I'm going to go absolutely hog wild with this, to be completely honest. Because this is actually going to do more to change Roslyn's skyline than anything else. Okay, I guess we'll leave that, because I don't want to mess with that whole block right there, to be honest with you. I could try to delete that and draw it back in, but I'm going to leave well enough alone. And they love it. Look at that. Everybody loves the roads with trees. This will have a good game mechanic effect, I think, of upping land values, hopefully. I have been wanting this for so long. It is kind of surreal that it's actually here. I've dreamed about being able to put trees somewhere on the tram roads, and now we finally can. Oh yeah. I mean, that's awesome. Now you can kind of see, like, okay, so there's a couple of things I love about this. First of all, it's going to add a lot of shade to the streets themselves, to the tram stops. It's going to add so much detail. But even, like, let's say, you know, you're walking to Factory Street. Once you see that row of California palms, you know how far you are, you know how close you are. It's just awesome. You can see it from the air too, right? Now, a little bit if you kind of focus on it, especially if we look down it, obviously, but even from like out here, it pops up above the city in a way that I really like. Okay, so I don't know if we need to do the palms everywhere though. Like you can see on Summit, so maybe we look at some other options. How do the oaks look here? They're pretty big, and I don't think this spot actually makes sense. We want the fire guys to be able to get out of there. So I'm going to turn this one back to the regular. Starting here though, definitely would see some trees. Well, I guess not, because that is a medical center, so we got ambulances coming out of there. So just think it a little bit in terms of realism, I guess, even though they hate it. Okay, here for sure the trees can start. Let's see how a couple of these look. So the chestnuts are in these people's apartments. Those are okay, I guess. I don't hate that. It's given a little bit of blockage there, but it's not too bad. Those are kind of just too big, I think. That is like all up in their business, yeah. Oh, this is nice. Okay, looks like we've got clearance from the apartments. It's a little more understated. What else can we do? Maybe some nice... Oh, I don't hate that either. Let's take a look at some of these other flowering trees from the base game. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. I think those might be my winner. just because I don't think it's a tree that's been used much, and it gives Summit Boulevard a character it definitely has not had up to now, which I really like. Okay. And then up here, maybe I'll throw in a couple of these. No, that's very in their face. Oops. I mean, I guess up here this kind of makes sense again, because you're like at the park. So we'll do that. And then why don't we go ahead and throw in some more greenery right here. Do a little bit right here. Throw one of these. A little of this. Maybe not that. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So now this is creating even, you know, just more greenery on the street here, which I really like because the street was very cut off from all the greenery behind these apartments. Though I kind of tried to force it in. Okay. And then coming down on this end of Summit, I think there's, you know, down here, maybe it makes sense to go with the palms again, right? That's very funny that that gives... Oh, that's like in the bus stop? That's not... That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Weird. Is that like that for everything that goes there? Yeah, totally. Bummer. Okay. Just turn that back. I guess we'll do this too, just because we have such a nice sort of feature up front there already. But then from here, let's see how the palms look. I think through here might be nice to try something a little different. It's not too in their face. Chestnuts. Say I like that a lot. So keep bringing that, especially, I mean, why not like down through here, right? I mean, they're not gonna pull out of that driveway, but I like that that's there now. Just gonna do that for the sake of symmetry there. Okay. Then we need to figure out what we want to do on Roslyn Street. Why don't we look at our oaks here? At least through this bit. It's going to be very in their face. It's a little bit of a bummer. Oh, we haven't even come through and done these roads yet, really. Very in their face again. I mean, again, that just seems to be the clear winner to me, I think. Okay, just need to come through and do some more roads here now. Oh, that's cool that it makes a cutout in the grass for the bus stop. I like that. Okay, we'll come do... Oh my god! Why did that happen? That seems a little unnecessary. Just let me turn off road guidelines. And I'll turn off grid. We'll get a connection I'm pretty happy with there. We'll go ahead and do that again down here. Here we go. That looks about right. Oh, this definitely came undone too, I see. Oh, I guess the oaks make sense here. Yeah, we'll do some more oaks. I like that right there. Along the hospital here? Why not? We'll keep bringing this down until they back off the road a little bit. I guess at the campus there, that makes sense. Let's go ahead and take a look. I mean, look at how much greenery this added to the whole city here. It's kind of awesome. Just seeing what that does for shade, and just continuing to add some of these trees that have really come to, you know, define the flavor of this build, I think. Pop-ins and all. Awesome now. I mean, you see just that, like, you're coming here across the walkway, you see the bright yellow trams, the California palms, there's the mountains off in the distance, you're walking right towards the statue coming out of that iconic train station. You can probably smell the sea off in the distance. It's not too far away. Might be headed down to Baymouth Beach. I guess the other thing I was going to take a look at is the buses. Because my bus line situation, this might be a more complete audit. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to get into this today. I think upgrading the tram infrastructure is huge for a city like Roslyn, where the trams have really become a signature part of the build. I think this is only added to the way that the trams factor into the build. I think that, like, the trees and the new trams, two things I've wanted for so long. As somebody, I use trams so much in this game because I just love the look of them, and they unlock so early. I think is the other thing, is they're really one of the biggest high capacity transit options, higher capacity. They're like, you know, 3 buses tied together basically. And so now having these new models in the game with higher capacity is just a total game changer in terms of their viability. They're no longer this very specific limited use where it's like, okay, this is bigger than a bus line, but I don't want to put a subway in or a monorail or anything like that. Maybe it's not quite big enough for that, or I really want like that on the street look, or I need high capacity transit and I haven't unlocked anything else yet. You know, I think if these models all unlock with the trams themselves, that is a huge factor in terms of upgrading from this base like 90 passenger model you see here on the right and going to stuff like the 105s, the 105 capacity that we put down here and that we just saw up there too. Let's just check our transit routes, make sure everything's running smoothly. Roslyn Street is just an absolute madhouse. The iconic tram line, obviously. Quite busy here, so that's headed down to campus as you might expect. Making the drop off and the turnaround there. Coming back the other way, still doing numbers. Well, this is quite backed up right here though. Let's take a look at this. So I would assume is happening is, yeah. So we're going to go ahead and change that. I mean, this no longer really needs to be a light. Because those are pedestrian roads? Well, no, they're not. Never mind. We'll see if that helps. I don't know if it will. Again, a really rough angle for it there. I guess the option would be to remake this turnaround. Okay. I don't know if that'll help. It's worth a shot. Oop, that's right, we got Roslyn hidden. So it will make a difference there. I may even move the stop back. Because that's about the right size for one car, and it changes that angle dramatically, which I really like. And it adds another crossing right here, which I don't hate. I think maybe we would do like a cute little tree right here. Okay. Need a couple of other turnarounds that were a little rough, like right here, right? Yeah, I think I might just try to do the same thing here. If I come through with, try the cobblestone. That is in my way. Okay, so I'm gonna take out an unfortunate community institution there, but I think it's in the name of change. Okay. It's a bummer to see something like that go. You know, I think to appease folks, maybe we can... This park is so old now. Maybe we bring in a couple of tennis courts? And then we just need to come through and basically create a path right here. There we go. And it looks like I put some lights in down here. They appear to be nature preserve lights. Yeah, say that's it. So just go ahead and have a couple of those back in. You really can't go wrong with more lighting. Oh, there already are 2 tennis courts over there? That's so funny. Okay, what else could we put in? I guess a plaza. Or a dog park? Is there one up here already? Yeah, there is. I think we could go with something like this. Unless it's already up here. Let me double check. No? No carousel? Okay. I think we might go ahead and pull this in here too. Why not? I really don't like these in retrospect. I don't know what to do with this. Maybe we just do another big parking lot. That'll work. Okay, sorry, where was I? See, this is why I try to keep focused. It doesn't work. Okay. Roslyn Street tram looking operational, just absolutely banging. Has this cleared up some traffic down here? Sure looks like it. Let's see, nice and clear down here by Eureka Center. Let's head to the other end of this. Nice and clear there. I'm not worried about this one. Let's just go check and see. Oh, interesting. So that wants to cut that way now. So we just need to come through here and say, you can't do that. That's silly. Don't be silly. Here we go. Okay. That's Cooper Street? No, that's School Street, I guess. Okay. And why don't we call this Checkerboard Road in honor of the park asset we unfortunately had to take out here. Okay, that is now Checkerboard Road. RIP to a legend. Okay, how are my tram lines looking? This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. And this is fine. And you notice I have this fifth line down here. And that's just because this is, I guess, in part of a city that just hasn't had a character, really. So maybe it's time to change that. So, even though this has been here for a while, I am fine with pretending that this is part of the expansion of the tram service here. It's a brand new line from campus up to Eureka. So I'll level up there. We'll just say that that's what this is. Look how lush this is down here now. I love it. Well, I think I'm going to call it today. Thanks so much for tuning in if you were live here. If you're watching on YouTube, check out the rest of the series, and there's more to come. I actually got a lot of big ideas for some videos coming up. I'm excited to try some new stuff, maybe get a little holiday special with it, and there's always more to explore. So thanks for tuning in, and come back sometime.